All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue reviewing the modified PlayStation Mini Classic. And also, happy and safe Labor Day, everybody. So, and before we get started, I want to tell you that I did a little research with LSD Dream Emulator, and this game only came out in Japan. So, we're going to move on now to, okay. Next up, we have another game that only came out in Japan. This is Mad Stalker, Full Metal Force. Came out by Family Salt in 1997. So, and you know, just like with some of the other games that on the modified PlayStation Mini Classic, this game only came out in Japan, and I think this is based off the anime. So, I might have to give this one a try. So, next up we have Magical Mystery Mall, starring Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. And you may remember the Olsen twins being on Full House as Michelle Tanner. And I think they swapped roles back when they were on Full House, when they had the role as Michelle. So, moving on now to, we have Mega Man Legends 2, released by, Capcom in 2000. And that's one of the many incarnations of Mega Man. So, and I played the original Mega Man games on an NES emulator back when I was a kid. And I want to tell you that most of the Mega Man games are all hard as hell. So, I might have to give this game a try one day, since even though Mega Man, I love Mega Man, and even though the Mega Man series can be hard at times. So, we're going to move on now to Mega Man X6, the sixth installment in the Mega Man X series, and it was one of the later PS1 titles since it came out in 2002. And back then, PS2 and GameCube were already out because it came out in 2002. So, and I think it's the last Mega Man X game for the PS1. So, and next up we have, based off one of my favorite films of all time, and also based off the 1997 film starring Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. This is Men in Black. And this is one of my, and Men in Black is one of my favorite movies of all time. So, I'm going to have to give this game a try one day. So, because I never played before, so. And next up we have one of the earlier PS1 titles. This is Mickey's Wild Adventure, released by Sony and developed by Disney Interactive in 1996. And it's one of the earlier PlayStation 1 titles. So, and I think this is like a sequel to either a sequel to Mickey Mania, or if it's like the same game. So, I have to find out because I've never played this game before. So, and I think it's one of the very earlier in the PS1 era. Back then, the N64 wasn't released yet, I don't think so. Moving on now to, and as you may know, this is Monsters Island. And actually it's called Scream Team or Scared Island, depending on which region you live in. So, and it is one of the later PS1 titles. So, and I remember renting Scream Team, aka Scared Island, for the PS1 back in 2001 and 2002. And in this game, you either play as Sully or Mike. So, one of the two main characters of Monsters, Inc. So, there you go. And next up we have another one of the earlier PS1 titles. This is Mortal Kombat 2, the second installment in the Mortal Kombat series. And this game first came out for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So, and back when I was a kid, my mother solemnly forbade me to play Mortal Kombat back when I was a kid. So, and since I'm old enough now, well, actually, I've been old enough for years. I can play games from the Mortal Kombat series. And next up we have another Mortal Kombat game. This is Mythologies with Sub-Zero. And unlike the most of the Mortal Kombat series in the franchise that are fighting games, this happens to be a side scroller, where in this installment you play as Sub-Zero, one of the two main characters in the Mortal Kombat series next to Scorpion. And in this game you play as Sub-Zero during the whole game. So and I think the antagonist in this game is Scorpion. since Scorpion and Sub-Zero are both rivals. So, okay, moving on now to, based off the MTV stop motion claymation show back in the mid to late 90s, and one of my favorites back in the day. This is MTV Celebrity Deathmatch, released by Gotham Games in 2003. And it's one of the later PS1 titles. And you see Mr. T on the game cover. And you know I love Mr. T. He's one of my favorites. So, and you know, back when I was a kid, I used to watch Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV back when I was a kid. And it was one of my favorite shows back when I was a kid. So, and you know I love the show, so I'm going to have to definitely give this game a go one day. Okay, next up we have MTV Music Generator, released by Codemasters in '99. And I've never played this game before, so there you go. Next up we have another Tony Hawk clone. This is MTV Sports Skateboarding, released by THQ in 2000. And you know since it's a skateboarding game, I believe it's another Tony Hawk clone, so, okay. Next up we have MTV Sports TJ Lavins Ultimate BMX, released by the same company, which is THQ, back in 2001, a year after MTV Sports Skateboarding came out. And unlike the skateboarding game, this is BMX, so I'm going to have to give this game a try one day. And next up we have, it's simply called Music, and I think it's a music game like Dance Dance Revolution and Just Dance. It's made by Codemasters in '98, so I might have to give this game a try one day, so, because I never played it before. And next up we have one of my favorite and also one of the hardest PC games of all time, Myst. And you know, speaking of Myst, did you all know that back when I was a kid, I used to play Myst on the PC, and boy, it was hard as hell. And just like Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, I played them both on the PC and never played the console versions before. And just like with Abe's Odyssey, or Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, I hope they remake Myst for the Switch one day. And it would be really cool if they remade Myst for the Nintendo Switch one day. And I would so be getting my hands on the Nintendo Switch version of Myst if they make it one day. And I hope so. That game is awesome. And that's it for the games that begin with M. M as in my name, which is Matt. So, see y'all next time.